Hey everybody, welcome to Education 764 for the spring semester. Most, I think, if not all of you, are taking this with 763. There might be one or two of you who is just taking this course, but I think this go around everyone is in both. So welcome back. I know we've had some classes together before, so I'm excited to be back with y'all. And as I said in my intro for 763, I'm excited about this class because I get to share my math jokes and I get to talk about math. So I'm happy to be here again with all of you. So I already know that you're going to start freaking out about 764 because it's a practicum and you have to get your placement. Don't freak out. It'll all be okay. You are not to find your own placement, okay? That is between Mrs. Kaysen and the school or the district where you're placed. So let it work itself out. Don't start hounding her yet. Some of you may already be placed, you might not be. Just be patient, okay? So I'm just doing this video as just kind of a here's what's in store for the semester. All right, so on Blackboard, you'll see the typical homepage, content, spring 2022, calendar of due dates. The college and career readiness standards are also posted here. And then I do have a PowerPoint already up about progress monitoring in math. It is from a few years ago, so if there's any dates or anything that are incorrect, but you don't need this yet. It's just here. So there's a PowerPoint, and then I did a little recording, and then part 2 recording. And as I was recording, I made a mistake and totally outsmarted myself. So that's what this little blurb is about right there. Again, you don't need this yet. I just posted it just because I'm just so nice to y'all. No, I'm just kidding. But here is the syllabus. And so that we will just spend a few minutes talking about that every time, y'all. I cannot see. It's behind the little, oh boy, hold on. I really actually can't see. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay. So again, you might need to enable editing. So that's what I'm going to do. And maybe, okay. Sometimes my computer likes to, be a little obstinate. All right, so let's talk about 764. Again, the best way to reach me is still email, as I mentioned in 763. I don't always check my phone, so just email me is the best way to get in touch with me. Okay, so what you'll do this semester, you will ideally work with a small group of 2 to 5 students identified under IDEA as having a learning disability in math. So it's a little more difficult to find placements for this class because there are not as many students identified with math disabilities as with reading or ELA disabilities. So again, be patient about your placements. If you don't have them yet, if you do, just slow your roll, be patient, okay? You will need a sled check, of course. I know Mrs. Kaysen has been in touch and Dr. Nixon have both been in touch with all of you about this. All right, so this semester, or this course is a little different. I know a lot of you took 746 in the fall, and for this course, get ready to jump for joy. You do not have to write lesson plans for this course. You do not have to do an SLO for this course. Hooray! I know, jump up and down, you're ready. Go ahead. So, but what you will do, ideally 2 to 5 students in a group. Again, I can't control that. That's just an ideal world. All right, so you are not to find your own placement. We've talked about this. So what you will do, you will work with your CT. I'm jumping ahead. So let me get back up here. You'll do, I don't want you cannot, so it's not I don't want you to, you cannot just go in for 3-4 days in a row and say, okay, I'm done with my practicum. No, that's not the point. The point is to go in maybe 2 times a week, 3 times a week, something like that, and get out there and see them for about 90 to 120 minutes. I know some schools have 90-minute blocks, some have 120 minutes, some have 75 minutes. So figure out what works with your placement. And also, I know a lot of you are in schools now, so you'll need to work that out. But you cannot simply go for a couple days and say, okay, that's it, I got all my hours. No, 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 no. That may result in a grade of F for this course, okay? You will need to complete 40 hours in a setting different from your 746 practicum, but I am doing the same thing that Dr. Murphy did, where 30 hours will take place in the classroom and 10 hours will be completed by watching videos and reflecting upon practices you observe. All right, so that is the same as 746. 30 hours in the classroom, 10 hours, we will count 10 hours for watching videos and answering some questions. So you'll need to teach, and teach is a very broad term this semester. At least 5 lessons, hopefully in person, but again, we know that might be subject to change, so that's nothing we can control right now. All right, so what you teach is your CT's choice. So they might have you teach a new lesson from their curriculum if they think you're ready. And they might have you, they might say, hey, can you teach to the whole class? Totally fine, right? Don't be like, no, I'm only supposed to teach 2 to 5 students. No, 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 that's not it. I'm trying to make it as easy for both you and the CT as possible. And in the past, I think we've struggled a lot trying to have you all write lesson plans and then teach them because it wasn't at all what the students were doing. So I'm trying to make it easier on the CTs, okay? Because we want to keep them around for future placements because, again, we need math placements. So be nice to your CTs. So they can have you teach a new lesson from their curriculum, some type of remediation lesson, scripted lessons from your textbook. So the textbook from 763, that's why I use that textbook because it's really good at breaking things down. So let's say you're with a 7th grader who's still struggling with, adding 3-digit numbers or something like that. Well, go back to your textbook from 763, find the format for that skill and ask your teacher and say, hey, maybe I could teach this, to that student or this group of students and teach it more than once, something like that. So that's why I keep that textbook because I like the format. It really breaks things, breaks skills down. So if you're noticing you have a student who's struggling with whatever skill, go to the textbook, see if there's a format or even a video that matches that skill. Okay, so it's completely up to the CT as to what they would like you to teach. Again, you will not write lesson plans. You don't need to submit a video. You will be graded on your timesheet. Okay, so remember 30 hours in the classroom, 10 remaining hours for a total of 40 will come from watching 5 different videos, and that's 20 points. I know there's a lot of numbers. I hear you, 30, 10, 40, 20. I get you. 30 classroom, 10 videos, total 40, 20 points. Got it? Okay, good. And then your CT will watch you teach one of your lessons and include that in their rubric. If for some reason they cannot, for this whole time you're placed there, if they cannot watch you teach, then you will send me a video and I will watch that, okay? But we'll get to that when if we need to. Okay, you'll also complete an application exercise from the Archer and Hughes textbook. It's called Explicit Instruction. Don't worry if you don't have it. I will post everything that you need. I think I know I used it when I used to teach it was 762, but remember now it's 759. I'm not sure if Dr. Murphy is using it for 762, but again, you don't need to buy the textbook. I have everything that you need and I will post it. We will also, of course, work through an IRIS module about progress monitoring and math. Again, remember that PowerPoint is already posted about progress monitoring, just in case you want to get a little more familiar with progress monitoring. But the IRIS module, excuse me, is right here. Individual, partner, or small group. And then there's a kind of a second part. I call it progress monitoring part 2 or applying your knowledge. And that's where you will look at an actual progress monitoring measures. You'll score them and answer 2 discussion questions about the different methods for scoring those probes. Okay, and you can find that here. Again, individual, partner, or small group. Excuse me. The next one is you will read an article called Principles of, I think it's actually Principles of Effective Instruction. I might be lying to you, but it's by an author named Rosenshine. Hold on, I'm looking. He worked with someone with whom I worked at Penn State. So it's actually called Principles of Instruction, Research-Based Strategies That All Teachers Should Know. So you will read that article and you will respond in a Flipgrid post about that. And then you'll watch 5 video clips, not the same as the 10. Wait, my bad. Delete that. It is the same. Oh my gosh, y'all. So these 5 video clips right here, these are the same 5 video clips that you will watch up here, okay? So these are the ones, I don't know where I was just going. These 5 video clips are the ones that will count as 2 hours each clip, okay? So sorry for what I just said, my bad. I was just gonna make y'all do more work. All right, so some key due dates. Again, if you are taking 763, I tried to stagger the weeks that the assignments were due. So hopefully not to, overwhelm you. So week 2, the affirmation page, that is the first thing you need to do. That is due January 21st, which is the same date for that's due for 763. Application exercise, again, I'll post that for you. IRIS module assessment questions due, applying your knowledge. So again, kind of that progress monitoring part 2. Rosenshine Principles of Instruction post due, and then watching the video clips. When we get down here, and I know you might say, why is she having those due way at the end of the semester? They should be due at the beginning of the semester, which you're not necessarily wrong. But I want you to have had some time out in your classrooms and working with students and working with your CT, and kind of see what they do. What principles of instruction do they use? And how can you tie in the principles of instruction and the high leverage practices videos? Okay, so that's why they're due at the end of the semester, because I want you to use those 2 assignments to really think about everything that you will see or will observe over the semester, and then think about how you can tie that all together for your future classrooms. Okay, and then your CT dispositions rubric, that will be due into live text. And again, Mrs. Kaysen will contact all them and everything. And then your timesheet is due into live text as well. Sorry, my phone rang. So you will turn your timesheet into both live text and Blackboard. Again, live text is so we can document this for the state and for our accreditation. Okay, so here are the points. Yes, it's pretty close to the 105 points in 763, but that's okay. It is what it is. Remember, I don't accept emailed assignments just because that's really for your benefit. Here are the same things that's in pretty much every syllabus. You must submit the affirmation form. Remember, you will submit it as an assignment into Blackboard by January 21st, or you will be dropped. So that's really the first thing to worry about. Your placements will come. Don't worry about that, but you do need to submit your affirmation form. Okay, and I don't know where Mrs. Kaysen is standing right now with the placements, but even if you don't have a placement, if you plan to take this course, you need to submit your affirmation form. Okay, application exercises due February 11th. So again, you have a bit of time, before you have assignments due. Your IRIS module assessment questions, progress monitoring part 1 will be due here. Applying your knowledge will be due here. Principles of effective instruction, at the end of March, and then the video clips at the end of April. So again, hopefully you can think about how you can tie everything together. And then April 22nd, it is a Friday. The last day of classes are that Monday, so it's what, the 3rd, 23rd, like the 25th. So if worse comes to worse, you can have until April 25th, that Monday, to get everything submitted. But your CT will submit the dispositions rubric into live text, and then you will submit your timesheet, remember, totaling 40 hours, 30 in the classroom, and 10 from watching these 5 video clips. Okay, and you will submit that into live text and Blackboard. All right, so again, here's the form that you will fill out. You all, I think, have all taken classes with me before. I know in 763 we have some new people, but I think all of y'all are old pros by now. So I didn't even post the video here about how to submit your affirmation page, and I did not post your affirmation page yet either. So I will do that. Make sure you get that submitted as soon as possible. And the calendar is posted. And of course, just right click to rotate it. Y'all, I try so hard. I think it's a scanner that I use at my house. So again, most important, January 21st, and then February 11th, you have something due. We do have a couple things due in March. So March will be a little busy. IRIS module, applying your knowledge, principles of effective instruction, Flipgrid post, 5 videos, and then live text. CT dispositions rubric will go into live text, and your timesheet will go into live text and Blackboard, and those are both due on the 22nd. Okay, so that's about it for now. There's no real content or anything going on right now. I will get this application stuff, the exercise posted, but you have some time to get to that. The most important thing, again, is the affirmation, which I will post right here under Content Spring 2022. I will also post this video, under the announcements. I'll email it to y'all, and it'll be posted under Content Spring 2022. All right, have a great first week of FMU classes. Don't freak out yet about 764. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I will be back in touch. Okay, here's a joke for the end. Ready? I have to get it right. I had a chicken who could count her own eggs. She was a mathematician. You're welcome. That will show up in the, if you choose from 763, if you choose the TASC, the task PowerPoint or presentation, the joke isn't there too, but I figured I'd share it here as well because it's a math joke. All right, have a good day.